kuniacha kamwe, wala kunidharau hata siku moja. Wengine walinihukumu, marafiki walijitenga nami,
na ulinishika mkono hadi mwisho. Kwa magumu na mabaya nani kama wewe? Hello guys, welcome once again to my channel. Welcome to Saga Prison Stories. My name is Judith Grace Akinyi, aka Saga.
Hello guys, my name is Robbie Mkonjero. Welcome back to Saga Prison Stories.
Today we are going to talk to you about various things, basically about open day visits in prison. But before I go to that, I'd like to answer one or two questions from our viewers. There is Tobias Nero, who was asking something concerning a clip that we did some while ago about Anne, who was arrested when she was just coming from Brazil and she got arrested in Ethiopia, for those of you who watched. So Tobias, you are asking that we did not hear if Anne, after returning home, met the woman who put her into this terrible mess. If they met in church and the lady without God fear, sent Anne to Brazil to collect what she knew was a bomb. Who should we trust, Judith? A woman from the church? Jesus Christ. Thank you, although the sound in part 2 of the episode was noisy and couldn't be heard clearly. We are really sorry about that. We went to Arboretum and we thought that we would find a place where there is less noise. But that day there was a lot of activity, so there was a lot of noise. But we are trying to improve by the day, so forgive us for that. Anne told us that she decided to forgive this lady and she decided not to follow up about her. She chose to carry on with her life. And remember in my last video, last week, I was talking about forgiveness. You just need to forgive so that you can heal. Because if you keep on thinking and carrying loads of burdens behind your back, it is you who will become the prisoner. The person who did this forgot a long time ago about what they did. So it's good to forgive. You may not forget, but forgive and move on. So that is Tobias. She didn't follow the lady. Then there is there's somebody else who asked, I can't find the question right now, but she was asking me about how, if somebody comes to prison and they are physically challenged, what happens? Well, I remember I've never seen a physically challenged person who is blind. Did we ever see a blind person? No. But there's a case of a lady who came on crutches. She was on crutches, but you know those are weapons. So they are not allowed. You come in crutches and they are kept in the office, where the registration office, in the duty officer's office, so they call it. And if the person is completely disabled, that they cannot walk, they are assisted by fellow inmates. So anything in form of a weapon, crutches, anything that can be deemed to be harmful is not allowed inside the prison. So Robbie, we are going to talk about visiting in prison. So let me give Robbie a chance to talk about her experience during those days. And you know, these visits only came in after the reforms, after the famous Uncle Moody reforms. So what was your experience, Robbie?
Okay, the reforms in prison, when they came, we were so happy because we could now meet with our children. We used to have one day, they will come together, we will eat together. But now the challenge was one, they will bring your children, most of us. But when you see the children's face, they were so dull and they could not tell you something. You could just imagine that there is something going on. But now, because they are living with the person they came with, whether it's a brother, a sister, or a relative, You could not ask anything because still you are still in prison. It was a very good thing actually, but the challenge was just one, because those children, I think they were going through something and they could not tell you before the person they are living with. It was stressed sometimes.
And okay, I think what you're saying is quite right, because most children would come definitely accompanied by their relatives or their caretakers. As much as, you know, not every situation was the same. Some would look very sad. You could tell, you could see the sadness right inside their eyes, but definitely they could not say what was going on, because probably they didn't want to make their mothers even sadder. And visiting day, you know, in prison, the open day, was so interesting because it reminded me of boarding school. That day when people's relatives, children, husbands, cousins, friends would come to prison, the inmates would wake up so early. You know, it was an aura of excitement. Everywhere, people were running up and down to get everywhere clean and to get their best uniforms, to have their hairs made well, so that when your person comes, your husband, your boyfriend, your children, they'll find you in a good condition. Then there was a space that was kept for visiting. It was not, you know, outsiders were not allowed to come inside the prison. So it was some central place just within the prison where everybody would meet, and they were allowed to bring food.
Yeah.
You know, they were allowed to bring cooked food.
Yeah.
Or even probably pizzas from the restaurants and so forth. And then it was sad for those who are not visited, because there are some people who have been there for years, and you know, there are people long forgot about them. You know, it would be sad because when you come from your people, you go in there, you meet them, they would just go to sleep, you know. They would sleep the whole day just to forget that day. As much as it was interesting for others, you know, waking up excited because people will come to visit you, others would be, it would be their saddest days. So that's why we keep saying, if you're out there and you are Muslim, you are Christian, we are all brothers. If it touches your heart that, you know, you can pay a visit to somebody in the prison, it is one of the best things that you can ever do in this life. Because it is so sad. If you're in there, whatever you did, you said the ultimate judge is God above. You know, you're still a human being. People take a lot of time there, repent, go through what they did, you know, regrets. Let's not judge people so harshly. If you can, it is good to pay a visit to those who are incarcerated. Because you can imagine now others are so excited going outside, going to eat chapatis, chicken, pizzas, you know, of course, alcoholic beverages, no, they were not allowed. And, you know, they would just have a good time with the family or with their friends. And then there are others who are still locked in there with really nobody to visit them. When you come from your visit and you go back, you feel sad. But I wonder, do you think, Robbie, that those people who used to visit, were they all happy when they were going back? What was your experience?
I don't think. Okay, they were happy, but some stress, you know.
What kind of stress?
You could just feel stressed because maybe these are your people. They have brought your children. You are happy just for some few hours. Then they have gone back. And these children, maybe like the first time they open this policy, the first time, you have never seen them for many years. And you are not... some of them even they have forgotten you, maybe the young ones, they have forgotten you.
They want to run away.
They want to run away. So some of them, they will even refuse to go home. They want to stay with their mother in the prison. And you know, when the child is over 5 years, he cannot stay in the prison. So it was a challenge and it was good at the same time. And then these people, like me, maybe they used to come to visit me maybe thrice or once a year. But me, I was lucky because Saga was here. When visitors for Saga used to come, we used to go together and eat together. So
We used to combine the visit.
The visit. So Saga's family, they knew me when I was in prison.
Yes, yes.
Whenever they come, so they could bring more food. They used to know Rob is there, Saga's friend.
So we would eat enough chapatis.
Enough chapatis, kuku, everything, pizzas, you know. So me, what I just want to tell our people outside there, the way my friend was saying, please, if you know somebody's in prison, please just visit him. Even if you're not taking nothing, just go and say hi. He will be very, very happy. And even if he has killed, you know, God always forgive any sin. So please don't be judgmental. Me, what we are just saying, please, if you have somebody in prison, if you have never gone to visit, please go. Even if you have nothing, just go. Just go and talk to her. And that can be a very good thing.
Okay, there's somebody else asked me, this is Nyar Sakwa, says she was reacting to my last video about forgiveness. Remember I talked about if somebody does bad to you, you know, what do you do? Nyar Sakwa says sometimes walking away is not so easy. Very true. Because this is somebody you have been together with for years and years and you don't know. You know, people fear the unknown. You don't know what tomorrow outside there will be without this person. That is the fear that keeps people in bad relationships. She says, I tried walking away and he kept threatening me that he will kill me. He stalked me everywhere and got very violent with me. He forced his way into my house. Yes, you're very interesting. This was so hilarious for me. It is sad and funny. And she says, I reported him to the authorities that he is a threat to my life. But do you know what the police will tell you sometimes? That he has not committed a crime. Wait until he commits a crime and then we are going to arrest him. And this happened to her. She says, they said he should commit an offense first. That's when they will arrest. One day, I found this so funny. She says, one day, God gave me the grace and I beat him. Yes, God is seeing you.
Do not fight, oh.
Robbie will tell you, don't fight. She says, I beat him. Where was I? God gave me the grace and I beat him senseless when he was drunk. So
and then in the morning, what happened?
You waited for him to lewa, That was wise of you. And then she says, God gave me the, I'll repeat this so many times. God gave me the grace and I beat him senseless. When he was drunk, he moved out. And I found my way to Saudi Arabia. But he tells everyone he is still waiting for me. I know if the police got me, I would still be serving in jail. Very true. Kwanza ungeingizwa ndani, if you caused grievous harm to him, you would have taken 5 years like she did.
Yes.
Even 7 sometimes.
Even 7, yeah.
For causing a grievous bodily harm.
Yeah.
So as much as you you succeeded with this, our advice to you out there is that don't fight. The best thing is to walk away. It is not easy. It takes a lot of courage to make some decisions, but sometimes they are the best decisions for you.
Saga, I normally wonder, where is the law in Kenya? Because they are waiting for somebody to kill somebody. It's now when they will go and arrest him. What is that now?
That is what I don't understand.
What is that?
I don't understand. I said, no, I'm not a scholar of the law, but there are a lot of things in this law that I don't understand, and they beat my understanding. Like,
they were waiting for that man to kill this lady, so that they can go and arrest the man.
She reported to the police. She was told, wait until he commits a crime. That means maybe you wait for him to kill you.
Yes.
You know?
Huh?
So I don't really understand, but I always say, we always think that, I think there's something that
There's
should be
something
changed
missing somewhere.
in our
Should be
laws.
changed.
Maybe they should be revised.
Yeah.
So, you know, these are laws that were left for us. I don't know how many years ago. Maybe over 60 or 70 or 80 years back. I don't know. We should do something about our system.
Exactly.
Because I always say the Westerners left us with these guidelines or with these laws. For me, some of them are so repugnant. They are so redundant. They don't make sense. Something should be done about them. How can you tell somebody, police, that wait until he commits a crime, then we will arrest him?
Surely.
And somebody saying their life is threatened. Which world are we in? Where are we? What is happening? Now, somebody else also, there is MC. Thank you for being our big fan. How is South Africa? You are saying walking is painful. Walking away is painful. I think that's what you meant. But it's the only way for one to maintain integrity. Mm-hmm. Very true. Fighting, killing, doing what, you know, they just cause problems that sometimes we cannot bear. It is good to take a bold step and to get out of these toxic relationships or toxic marriages that can cause death in the long run. Because when you stay there, and most women say, oh, for the sake of my children. You need to ask yourself, are the children happy? Are they happy to see you being mistreated? When you are unhappy, your children are also unhappy. I'm not only talking about, you know, most men say, I look, the boy child is, you know, is threatened, the boy child this and that. But there are also some women who treat the boy child. The boy child.
The boy child.
There are some women who also treat the boy child very, very badly. Because you find that a woman probably is in a relationship, but because probably God has given you an upper hand, you start treating your man so badly, you treat them like trash.
Which is bad. Simply
because the same God who has given you is the same God who has denied him. So it is good to be human and treat each other with respect and with love.
Yes.
If you're in a relationship with someone, respect that person. Both ways, it is a two-way traffic. I'm not saying that life can be so smooth throughout 24/10. No. Sometimes things are down, sometimes things are normal, sometimes things are up, but it is good to weigh. I know of a relationship of somebody, Robbie, who had, I think we even had this case in prison. This lady who says that they fought with the husband because she used to come home drunk, she used to come home late. So it's the husband who used to open the door, he's the one who used to cook for the children, he's the one who used to do everything, maintaining the home, and you know, and she found it just okay. I think we are taught that the woman should be lower than the man. But that does not mean that the man should treat the woman as trash. You know, it is a 50-50 affair. So, sorry, I was talking about MC, our fan from South Africa. You know?
MC, thank you so much for watching our channel.
We cannot control others, we can influence and lead them, but we must always allow people to be themselves. When we do good, we must not look for reward from people, but from Allah, from God. You're very right, my friend. You're very right. When you do good, don't expect the same good in return. Most people don't even care. They think that it's their right. You should do for them that. But you do it because God sees what you do and he will reward you. Remember, the hand that gives is the hand that receives. If God comes to you and you have on this hand, so you close this hand, because you don't want to give, he will pass because your hand is closed. The one that has given, the hand will be open. So God will put some more. So the hand that gives is the hand that receives. So it's good to, some of these things that we are taught in the Bible are really, really, really practical, and they really work. So we were talking also about the prison visits. Sorry for digressing to other topics. Today we were just general. Now, what I experienced, Robbie has said what she saw, but what I saw, it was a good day and it was also a sad day. Sad because, as I've said, some people, you'll look at their faces, they are gloomy, they know nobody will come, so they'll be sad the whole day. Some would even cry the whole day, covering themselves throughout the day. Then for those who visited, happiness, because you're going to be with your people for a moment, you're going to laugh, they will give you stories, you will see them close at this range, as opposed to the other visits in prison, when they come and they see you from the bars, they are that far and you're this far, and the time is so limited. But the open day, we had like 5-6 hours, from 10 to around 4. That was ample time for you to be with your loved ones. Now the sad moment is departing time. Departing time is always a sweet sorrow, If they are young children, they'll be crying. Some want to remain with their mothers. The mothers are also crying because, so these 4, 5 hours, 6 hours have gone so fast, And then you think of the next time you'll eat chapati again, maybe another 1 year to come, Chapati and chicken and pizzas and all the nice things. But all in all, it was a good thing. It was a very, very good thing that was introduced. The only thing that I may talk about is conjugal rights, especially for men, because you've even heard from other channels what happens in men's prisons. Men marrying other men. Those who have no money being used by those who have money. Maybe our government should think of what to do. For those men who are married, they were used to living with their wives, now they find themselves on their own. I think something should be done about them so that all this sodomy we hear of in male prisons will come to an end. It's a very sad thing. I remember, Robbie, one time, I think I've ever told you this, when we were going through our cases,
yes.
When you go to the court, those dingy courtrooms, and they're dark and they were filthy. One day when we had gone for my hearing,
in court.
That is the day they bring people from remand, from different police stations to the cells before they are taken to court and to prison. In the men's cell, right opposite, it is full up to the door. You can see them on the grills.
Yeah.
Then I heard this scream.
Yeah, you told me.
There was a man screaming. And he was screaming so painfully. And I asked the wardress, what is happening? Because there's somebody screaming in that cell. And they looked so okay. It was like nothing, nothing was happening. It's like they're used to this stuff. And later on, I learned that a newcomer maybe was being sodomized by those hardcore, those who've been there for years. And you see, the cell door is locked. The askaris are there. This is happening in the cell.
And they cannot do anything.
No. Something must be done. Something has to be done because this is not normal. It is not good. It is not fair. I really don't know what to say. I don't know. But may something happen to our system one day so that all these issues shall be addressed.
It is very sad.
There are also cases of... somebody was telling us, Robbie, if you remember about this, about the police and the people, the girls who come to the cells.
Yes.
What happens at night?
The police takes the girl to his house. They sleep. Then in the morning, he want to return the girl. I can remember from Western somewhere, the girl refused to go back to the cell. He said, "You slept with me. Why should I go back?" And then she started shouting. Yes. She was set free. But I think there was, I don't know what they did to the policeman.
But it is wrong.
That is bad.
It is wrong. It is not
If you
right.
want somebody to be your girlfriend, you take him to court, at least help him or bond her. Then she'll be your girlfriend. Instead of doing that, you are taking advantage.
Taking advantage of people who are disadvantaged already. This issue of the police, the girls getting out of the cells in the night to go with probably the policeman on duty, they do happen in some stations, not all, because we used to hear these stories from the same girls. This guy took me with promises that I will be released, and then in the wee hours of the morning, you return the girl back to the cell. My goodness. I think that those are things that should be long overtaken. Should never happen at all. People who think of even doing such things, why? Why do you do this? To an already underprivileged person.
Yes.
It is not right, it is not correct. God is seeing you, it is not a good thing. Let's stop this. So today, our viewers, we will end there. I don't know if Robbie has something else to say.
Okay, what I just want to say, thank you so much for our viewers. We thank you so much. Please also be watching our Saga Prison Stories. We love you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I will respond to Mary Lindsay again. Thank you for your response. On my last video, you say if it were you that is faced with a challenge of betrayal or cheating, you would walk away in the first place. No need to give tit for tat. Someone cheats, there is no respect for the relationship. So just walk away. Thank you so much, Mary, and all the others. There are so many, I could not read all. Thank you for tuning in our channel. Thank you for listening to us. We'll keep bringing more stories to you. We'll be visiting several other prisons so that we see or we highlight the difference in what happens in different prisons in Kenya. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you even for those who like our new intro. I have seen your good comments. May God really bless you. Those who have not subscribed, please, what are you waiting for? Don't just watch. Subscribe, like, share, comment, press the notification button so when we release a video, you will be the first one to know. Thank you so much for tuning in.